Hello friends. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to explain episode 1 of the new Thai BL series, Love Like a Bike. Please support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. The story begins with a handsome young man seen riding a bicycle. The young man is named Nabnung, a young psychiatrist. On the other side, there is a sweet-looking man walking alone while looking at his phone. The sweet man is named Siloam. He has just returned from America. At that time, a tourist asked for directions. Accidentally, the tourist touched Siloam's hand. Siloam was startled and told him to let go, and not to touch him. The tourist tried to ask about Siloam's condition as he suddenly became frightened. Without paying attention to the road, Siloam was accidentally hit by Nabnung, who happened to pass by. The incident unintentionally caused Siloam to fall under Nabnung's body. Even their lips touched each other. Realizing this, Siloam quickly got up. When Nabnung asked about his condition, Siloam panicked and felt afraid again, telling Nabnung to stay away from him. Siloam then immediately ran away, leaving Nabnung behind. At a cafe, Siloam's two friends were waiting for him. Seeing Siloam running, they asked what had happened. Siloam explained that he had just been hit by a bicycle. His two friends were shocked. Fortunately, Siloam was fine. However, Siloam realized that his beloved necklace was missing. The three of them then began searching at the place where Siloam had been hit. James, his friend, shouted that he had found it. But when they saw the necklace, it was different and even looked like a woman's necklace. He was scolded by Lemon. Lemon said that they had been searching for a long time. Could it be that the person who hit Siloam took it? James also asked what he looked like. Siloam began explaining that the person who hit him was a man. He was handsome. Hearing that, James wanted Siloam to tell them more specific details. Siloam remembered that the man was riding a bicycle wearing tight clothes. James was annoyed because there were many people riding bicycles in the Pattaya area. Lemon agreed with James. Nabnung returned from cycling and began preparing for his work. Hearing a commotion in the clinic lobby, Nabnung immediately went there and tried to calm Mr. Kong, who was being treated there. Mr. Kong asked if Nabnung was the one who told Duan to break up with him, because Duan kept arguing with him after meeting Nabnung. Mr. Kong thought Nabnung had told her to do so. Nabnung explained that it was his patient Duan's own decision, and Nabnung suggested that Mr. Kong should listen to his wife more. Maybe that way they could understand each other. Mr. Kong could not answer and chose to leave. Nabnung apologized to the patients who had come and also to his colleagues. He wanted them to stay calm and keep their spirits up. At Life is Bike Cafe, a customer asked about the cake of the day. Mrs. Palin said that the cafe's baker had just quit. They sincerely apologized. The customer then ordered a cup of hot Americano with a little sweetness. Mrs. Palin began preparing the order. Her daughter, who was busy looking for Nabnung's ring, was approached by Mrs. Palin. Her daughter replied that she still could not find the ring. Nabnung, who seemed in a hurry, asked Mrs. Palin whether they had found his ring. Mrs. Palin answered no. Nabnung was confused about where he had put it. Luxa asked what they should do because she could not find the ring. Luxa thought that maybe Nabnung had put it in his backpack. Luxa started searching it. Instead, she found a necklace. Mrs. Palin, seeing it, thought that Nabnung had bought the necklace. Did he buy it for Yanan? Because in her opinion, the necklace was more beautiful than the ring. Luxa encouraged her brother to propose to Yanan. At a luxurious restaurant, there were Nabnung and Yanan there. Yanan thanked Nabnung for remembering that she really wanted to go to that restaurant. When Nabnung was about to say something, Yanan also wanted to say something important. Nabnung held Yanan's hand. He asked how long they had been together. Yanan answered that it had been a very long time, since they were still students. Meanwhile at another cafe, there were Siloam and his two friends. Lemon said that Siloam should let go of the necklace. Siloam could not, because the necklace was expensive and it was also a gift from his mother. Right at that moment, Nabnung, who was sitting alone and looking at Siloam's necklace, remembered the incident earlier. Siloam turned and saw his necklace in Nabnung's hand. He immediately approached Nabnung. Before that, Siloam told his two friends to contact security. Siloam came and called Nabnung a thief. Being called a thief, Nabnung wanted Siloam to pay attention to his accusation. Actually, Nabnung intended to return the necklace. But Siloam had already misunderstood. Siloam instead asked why Nabnung did not immediately report it to the police. Not wanting to say much, Nabnung held Siloam's hand and gave him the necklace. The police came and accidentally touched Siloam. He became startled and panicked again. He lost consciousness. Siloam even told his two friends to stay away from him. Nabnung, being a doctor, tried to calm Siloam down. Outside the cafe, Nabnung continued helping Siloam to stay calm. Siloam began following Nabnung's instructions. After Siloam started to calm down, he asked if Nabnung was a doctor. Nabnung answered yes. He was a psychiatrist. They then began introducing their names to each other. Nabnung suggested that next time, if Siloam felt overwhelmed, he could come to his clinic. The name of his clinic was Term Suk Happiness. Siloam thanked Dr. Nabnung. At Siloam's house, while he was soaking in the bath, he remembered Nabnung's touch earlier. Siloam wondered why it was okay when Nabnung touched his hand. Nabnung returned home drunk. He remembered the conversation earlier with Yanan. When Nabnung intended to ask Yanan to marry him, Yanan instead apologized. Yanan indeed loved Nabnung. However, she had just gotten a new job, and Yanan needed to move to Vietnam. They could settle everything first. Then they could think about marriage. Nabnung even remembered when Yanan put up their photos in his room. Remembering that time, Nabnung smiled. But then he shed tears. The next day at Mrs. Palin's cafe, there was Tawan fixing a customer's bicycle. The customer asked when Tawan would finish, because he was in a hurry. Tawan answered that he would finish soon. The customer could sit first. But the customer did not want to wait too long. While waiting, he looked at his phone. Right at that moment, there was information that last year a Bangkok Chiang Mai flight crashed while landing. Sadly, a 10-year-old child died in that accident. It turned out that Tawan was involved in that accident. He went silent when hearing the news. The customer who knew encouraged Tawan, and told him there was no need to rush. At the beach, there was a cute man receiving boat tickets. His name was Dindin, but at that moment, two debt collectors arrived. They wanted Dindin to immediately repay his debt. Dindin tried to explain that he would soon pay it. Seeing that one of the debt collectors was carrying a weapon, Dindin made an excuse that he was busy with customers who wanted to board the boat. Seeing the two debt collectors off guard, Dindin took the opportunity to run away. They started chasing Dindin. Dindin ran as fast as he could. While fleeing, Dindin received a call from his friend asking him to replace him singing at a bar. Dindin said that his friend could send the address and the money. After the money was transferred, Dindin could go. Realizing the debt collectors were getting closer, Dindin managed to escape by hiding. He came out of hiding and felt relieved. Then he received a notification that Love Like a Bike Cafe was looking for a baker. Dindin was interested in the job vacancy. Luxa came to Nabnung's room because Mrs. Palin called him for lunch. Seeing her brother's condition, Luxa called Tawan. Tawan asked about Nabnung's condition. Nabnung answered to give him a little time. Luxa explained that Yanan might not love Nabnung, but they loved Nabnung. Luxa and Tawan hugged Nabnung. Tawan told Nabnung to rest longer. Meanwhile, he would buy fish from the market and grill it. Tawan invited Luxa to prepare it together with Mrs. Palin. At Siloam's house, seeing his two friends busy playing games, Siloam remembered last night's incident. His two friends were worried about him. but he instead told them to stay away. Siloam then apologized to both of them. Lemon said it was okay. She asked why Siloam acted like that last night. James even wanted Siloam to tell them his problem. Siloam explained that he was fine. Lemon understood that Siloam did not want to tell them. They just wanted to understand him, so they would know what they could and could not do. Siloam could only apologize because he was not ready to talk about it. James tried to lighten the mood. At the market, Tawan was buying squid. A married couple came there. Maybe the woman was the mother of the child who died in the accident. Even so, she greeted Tawan kindly. And Tawan did the same. Tawan could only apologize. The woman did not come there to blame Tawan. And indeed, she was the mother of the child who died at that time. Then there was Mrs. Palin cooking. And Tawan began serving food to Nabnung. Seeing Tawan daydreaming, Nabnung asked why. Tawan answered that he was fine. Nabnung asked where Sky was. According to Tawan, Sky might be working. But Nabnung said that lately Sky had been busy. He left very early. Mrs. Palin approached them and asked about Nabnung's condition. She then explained that life is always uncertain. Luxa asked if Nabnung was still heartbroken. Nabnung answered yes. Now he knew what it felt like to be abandoned. Tawan teased Nabnung that even a psychiatrist needed a mother's care. Mrs. Palin instead wanted Tawan to tell her too if he had something that upset him. Tawan did not need to be ashamed. Tawan said there was nothing. He was fine. Tawan instead invited them all to make a toast. Even so, that night Tawan stayed alone. He felt guilty for not being able to help the child who died. While drinking many bottles, Tawan felt sad and isolated himself. Meanwhile, Dindin, who was busy calling his friend, told him that today he was almost beaten by debt collectors. When Dindin asked about the money that had not been transferred, his friend Ben instead hung up the phone. Dindin got angry and kicked an empty can, which accidentally hit Tawan's head, who was sitting there. Tawan, who had been holding back his frustration, vented it on Dindin. Dindin did the same. The two of them even began throwing punches at each other's faces. But when the second punch was thrown, Dindin held Tawan's hand, pulled him, and they ended up kissing. That night they spent a passionate night together. The next day, Mrs. Palin asked Nabnung to help deliver customers' coffee. By keeping busy, Nabnung could distract himself from heartbreak. That was the best way. Mrs. Palin had even sent the address of the coffee order. Nabnung began pedaling his bicycle. Meanwhile, at Siloam's place, he was helping his father pack things into the car. Coincidentally, that day his father had to travel for a week. After his father left, his mother called and asked about her son's condition. Was he okay staying alone? Siloam said he was fine. His mother did not need to worry because now he was an adult. He could take care of himself. Right after hanging up, Nabnung arrived at Siloam's house. It turned out that the one who ordered coffee from his cafe was Siloam. Siloam was surprised to see Nabnung delivering his coffee. Siloam, who knew that Nabnung was a doctor, asked why he was delivering coffee too. Nabnung explained that the cafe was a family cafe. He only helped at the cafe when his usual work was finished. Seeing the coffee in Nabnung's hand, when Siloam tried to receive it and their hands touched, a bad memory from Siloam's childhood appeared clearly. And accidentally, he spilled the coffee on Nabnung's clothes. Siloam panicked again because of his trauma. He told Nabnung to leave. Calmly, Nabnung tried to help Siloam. Siloam began taking deep breaths. He apologized. Seeing Nabnung's clothes dirty, Nabnung was wiping his body. Siloam, who came with his clothes, was mesmerized by Nabnung's body. Siloam could not stop staring at him. After changing clothes, Nabnung said he had ordered a new coffee for Siloam. For Siloam, that was unnecessary. Because he was the one who spilled it. He would even wash Nabnung's clothes. He insisted even though Nabnung refused. Seeing a notification on Nabnung's phone, Siloam asked how many jobs he had. Hearing the question, Nabnung answered that he only worked at the clinic and the cafe. Before leaving, he gave a special card that allowed Siloam to get everything for free. Because it was a note written by Nabnung, Siloam smiled. Mrs. Palin contacted Nabnung to help deliver another order. After Nabnung left, Siloam smelled Nabnung's clothes, but unfortunately, the scent was filled with coffee that had been spilled earlier. And could he remove the stain? At Love Like a Bike Cafe, there were Siloam and his two friends. Seeing Siloam looking for someone, James said there were many places to visit in Pattaya, but Siloam chose that cafe instead. Lemon also asked why Siloam did not want to relax on the island. Siloam explained that they could go another day. Besides, the summer was long. Luxa approached them carrying the bill. Because it was her first time seeing them, she asked if they were on vacation. James answered that he was originally from there, but it was his first time coming there. However, their friend had just returned from the United States and brought them there. Siloam then gave the special card given by Nabnung. Luxa finally understood, and besides, Nabnung had already left a message that if Siloam came, he could order for free. Siloam said thank you, because he did not see Nabnung there. He asked Luxa. Luxa answered that her brother was working at the clinic, and the clinic was not far from there. Lemon asked if Dr. Nabnung was the one who took Siloam's necklace. James also asked since when Siloam had become close to him. Not wanting to answer, it was better for them to go somewhere else. But outside, Siloam separated from his friends. He made an excuse because his friends were curious. Lemon instead asked if Siloam liked Nabnung. For James, it could be love at first sight. Siloam did not want to say much and chose to leave. Luxa then began telling Mrs. Palin about the special card Nabnung gave to Siloam. Finally, her brother could move on. Luxa then asked when the baker would come. Right after that, Dindin arrived. And the one applying for the job was Dindin. Mrs. Palin began calling Tuan. Seeing Tuan, Dindin remembered that day. Dindin began greeting Tuan. Siloam looked at the map directions and successfully found the clinic where Nabnung worked. Siloam entered and was greeted by the staff there. She asked if Siloam had an appointment. Siloam answered that he did not have an appointment, but he wanted to meet Dr. Nabnung. The staff explained that Nabnung was doing field work that day. Hearing that, Siloam went to the place where Nabnung was on duty. Nabnung came out and saw Siloam there, asking what business he had coming there. Siloam said he just happened to pass by. Siloam then asked Nabnung back. Nabnung answered that he was doing field work with the Swing Foundation. He provided counseling for night workers, because in his opinion, they all deserved the same protection as others. Siloam thought Nabnung only received patients at the clinic. He did not expect to meet him there. Looking at his watch, Nabnung asked if Siloam was hungry. He wanted to invite Siloam to eat with him. Siloam, surprised, then smiled and nodded in agreement. That was the explanation of episode 1 of Love Like a Bike. If you enjoyed my video, please like and subscribe. See you again in the next episode.